Walsh, fresh air shot, comes towards Manning, runs through the middle, does well. Handball to Barry O'Toole, runs towards 50, left foot kick towards the goal square. Keating gets back there, takes the mark, runs in and has hit the post. Just got tackled as he got the kick away and through for one behind.
Did everything right but kick a goal.
So they start in a flurry, Corio, and they go to 16-10, 106. They lead North Geelong 7-10-52. Buckley's Entertainment Centre, final quarter scoreboard.
Took them about 25 seconds to get it up there too.
Moved it very nicely.
So McDermott comes back to the goal square, recovers the football, and is about to set the ball in motion once again. Decides to go wide. Gee, doesn't kick that too well. In front there was, who was that out there? Hall was the new number, but finally the ball is forced over the boundary line, still inside the 50-metre arc, so a poor kick out by McDermott there has put his fellow defenders under a bit of pressure as the Corio forwards can sense another score. Walton does the ruck work, taps it back only into the arms there of Brett Fisher. The only man that he's kicked it to is Savanka on the wing. He's got a fortnight. Decides to kick back into the centre corridor to Gaylard, who was running from half-back, and there were a number of players running then, so Corio now starting to run as Gaylard kicks the ball long inside the 50-metre arc, and a good defensive mark there by Longstaff in defence for North Geelong. In the pack, put the hands up and took hold of the footy. He's got players wide on the western side. Taking a long time to do something about it. The umpire whistles to him to continue. The lead has come from Hall on the wing, and he's taken the mark. So Hall on centre wing outer side with McNamara standing the mark. Again, taking a lot of time, and the umpire again whistles him to continue as finally chips it short, finds Walsh. And North Geelong, as Laurie mentioned earlier, they're chipping the ball around, not really getting anywhere until, well, they've moved it to half forward this time with Sanders. Takes the mark, kicks to half forward. Russell Hearn couldn't take the mark. Ricky O'Toole picks the footy up, kicks it on the left foot. The lead has come there from Walton. Surely that's a mark. And, Weiss better hurry up or he'll be in a bit of bother getting the ball back. The ball comes back, handball to Cornwall. Cornwall now to half forward. Good body work by Longstaff, but he can't take the mark. Scown kicks it across the face of the goals there. Keating runs onto the footy, hooks it around the body. He's got the wrong hook on it though. It's going to be out of bounds on the full. And Cal Keating should be back in the back half, Laurie. I think there's two chances.
Yeah, I think so.
But the ball out of bounds adjacent to the behind post.
You need to get to the top of the goal square, Rick, then.
That's exactly the place for it to go. So McDermott now. The free kick kicks towards half-back flank, big pack of players. Brett Fisher.
Great mark.
Read it beautifully. Behind the pack, took the mark, one grab. He's got Ferguson on centre wing. He's taken the mark. Thought about going on. Saw it was Ricky O'Toole on the mark. Decided he wouldn't. He tips it back inboard. Weiss takes the mark in the middle. He runs on quickly, kicks towards half forward. Gaylard drops the mark. Player held without the footy. Gibbs. And great defensive smother there by Bigham on that occasion. Gaylard runs back onto the footy, eludes a tackle from Gibbs, hooks it around the body, and finds Nevada Cornwall. Well, I think he was going, but the umpire's given him the benefit of the doubt. And Nevada Cornwall between wing and half-back flank has taken the mark. Chips it over to McNamara. McNamara now kicks it long to half forward. Savanka, up high from the back, doesn't take the mark, however. Kick off the ground, and it's back in the middle to Kevin Dans. Dans from Corio kicks to terrible kick again, and they're wasting the ball both sides at the moment as the ball comes to Kennedy. No, it's a kick towards Kennedy for North. Doesn't know whether to go for it or not. Lets Russell Hearn come through. He chips it back to Sanders. He's on his own, Marty Sanders. The leads come from full forward from Zitko. Good work, body work there by Ricky Bigham. He can't take the footy, however. Now it stacks on the mill and 30 metres out directly in front of the North Geelong goal. The umpire will put the ball in the air. So they moved the ball pretty well, North, on that occasion. A bit more direct, Laurie, and looked a bit better.
Yes, it was a lot better there. And the Corio players just left they're running forward of the ball a little bit, and they got caught out then.
So from the ball up there, Rick Lazarick picks the footy up. Handball to... it doesn't find Cornwall because Brad Scown puts a contest in there. Sanders over the top looking for Russell Hearn, but Ricky O'Toole, good body work, picks the footy up. Handball back to Gaylard. Gaylard sees a lead from Walton. He well, he's not moving too quickly, and Fisher able to overtake him very comfortably, and the ball eludes both of them over the boundary line between wing and half forward for North Geelong, kicking to the northern end in this final quarter. As the ball comes in now, good tap down, went to Barry O'Toole. Ferguson almost stole the footy, finally picks it up, runs forward. Oh, he's gone this time. No, said the umpire, play on. Ball comes by hand to Kevin Dans. A bit of a disagreement in front of the broadcast position as Gundry goes to contest at half forward. Ball comes to ground. It's all North Geelong there. Heselwood, handball to Longstaff. He gets a call from centre wing from Weiss, and he doesn't take the mark. It's good defensive work by Ricky O'Toole, and Weiss finally gets the foot to the footy, goes towards Russell Hearn, but oh, great defensive mark, Matt King, as he takes the mark over the top of Russell Hearn and stems another attack for the Corio side. For North Geelong, sorry, goes to half back. The Weiss can't take the mark, and it's getting pretty torrid in front of us as Brett Fisher went for the safety of the boundary line, and the ball is over. So there's a bit of fooling out there, Laurie, I think. That
well, I think the coach appealed to him at three-quarter time to show a bit for the jumper, so I think that's exactly what they're doing.
So the ball in front of our broadcast position, thrown in. Heselwood gets a tap down, only as far there as Shane Manning, over the top to Kevin Dans. Dans tried to hook it around the body from the outside of the foot. Finally, it's good work. Wilson at half back, he's under pressure. Does he keep the ball in play? He doesn't. And the ensuing free kick goes to North Geelong. Matt McNamara there, half forward flank, has picked the footy. Oh, gee, a terrible kick from McNamara. I don't know where he was kicking that to. And bit of acknowledgement there from McNamara to Barry O'Toole, because the mark was taken by Welsh, and now McNamara comes in to make amends. Good defensive work in the middle. It's Gaylard attacks the footy, doesn't take it unfortunately. Gibbs runs onto it, he can't keep his feet. That was Cranage, handball out, looking for Gibbs again. Kevin Dans puts a lot of pressure on him. Scown comes in, picks up the crumb, drops the footy. Now it's gone wide again. Now North Geelong, this time through Kennedy on the left foot, goes to the full forward position. Zitko can't take the mark. Great contest there between he and Rick Lazarick, and off their hands, the ball is over the boundary line. A couple of metres from the behind post, and it was just body on body there, wasn't it? And neither player able to control the footy as the ball is about to be thrown in. A couple of metres from the behind post. 8 minutes into the final quarter at Osborne Park.
Matty McNamara's been carried off.
Okay.
Forward.
So well called as Kevin Dans picks up the footy, and it's found Johnny Keys. So Keys now has, drawn the player, gives it to Ricky O'Toole. He can't hold his feet. Now, I'm not too sure.
It was too high. Thought it was a trip.
I don't know what the umpire's about, but he's just blowing the whistle and the play's going on around him. Now the mark taken by Werner, runs inside
goal,
50.
Son.
Magnificent kick, but it's offline on this occasion, only a behind. So another behind to Corio, they're second for the final quarter, 16-11-107. They lead North Geelong 7-10-52. Buckley's Entertainment Centre final quarter scoreboard, 9 minutes gone.
Kick in by McDermott, goes to Fisher, goes towards Heselwood, over his head though, and I don't think the big man can keep it in. He won't be able to do so. It's out of bounds for a throw in between wing and half forward. Rickett back on. McNamara straight off the ground. Don't think he'll be coming back on. Might be an ankle, I think.
Looks a bit that way.
So a boundary throw in between the wing and half forward. Heselwood up against Walton. Boundary throw in now. Coming over the back, Savanka. Only as far as Fisher. Fisher now can turn around and go with the right boot back towards the middle. Good kick for distance and also for Scown, who finds it. Takes the mark. So Scown now. Thought about going short, then loses the football. Can he get around Werner? Yes, and Dans. So he mucked it up and then recovered and goes wide looking for Hearn. Finds him. Now he's back in towards the corridor, running onto it, Zitko, or they leave it for each other, he and Gibbs. Now comes towards Gaylard, handball back to Cornwall, handball towards Bigham, has to be good in that situation, gets it back to Gaylard, and out of trouble to Lazarick. He can run away, but he's going to get caught, and that's holding the ball. Good tackle and good play North Geelong in attack, and it was Gibbs. Now a little left foot kick towards Scown, called to play on, goes to the right foot, terrible kick off the boot. And Zitko can't keep it in, and it's out of bounds for a throw in.
They can't buy a goal, can they?
And just the Corio defence, Laurie, just in a bit of disarray. McNamara going off the ground. They just don't seem to know who's minding who at the minute.
Yeah, well, I guess you do get caught out, Eric, when that happens.
Boundary throw in. Hearn from the ruck contest. Hesselwood's there. Kick off the ground. Manning leads Ferguson in the race for the footy. Got O'Toole in support. Handball to the call. O'Toole, can he get around Ferguson? He can. Left foot kick to Dans is okay. At half back, takes the mark. Thought about playing on back to O'Toole. Now he plays on, goes short towards Rickett. Takes the mark. Still at half back flank. He goes towards Manning. Over his head. Fisher can't take the mark. Walton, his handball's chopped off. And he kicks it off the ground back towards Matty King. Bit of time. Oh, gets around beautifully. Draws a player. Handball over the top to Manning. His 30-metre handball towards Clifford. Can handball it to Werner on the wrong side for a left footer though. Want to get back. He does. Drills it back in towards Dans. Good play. Longstaff. Dans can't take the mark. Longstaff keeps his feet. Then gets a trip. Play on the call. Tries to tap it on towards Walsh. Keys comes at him. Loses the football. Good tackle. Hall. Little toe poke. Kick off the ground. Barry O'Toole in there as well through the middle. Pack develops umpire. Come in and ball it up. For God's sake.
Do something.
Jeez. And now he will. So a ball up, point of the centre square at half forward. Corio into attack. Savanka goes up, gets it down towards Dans, taps it on towards Keys, but chopped it off Wilson, goes towards Scown, has to get around Rickett. Wilson gives him a shepherd, does so now, goes out towards Walsh, who takes the mark, met by Keating, kicks it over the top towards Gibbs. Holds it up, gets around Gaylard, drills it back towards the corridor. Sanders, that's Luke, takes the mark, handballs it off quickly to Hesselwood, runs to 50, left foot kick, long towards Zitko, but misses and through for one behind to North Geelong. So they go to 7-11-53. They trail Corio 16-10, 106. Buckley's Entertainment Centre final quarter scoreboard, 12 minutes played.
He's had a few opportunities, Hesselwood, running towards goal, Laurie, but just hasn't nailed them.
Yeah, he's wasted a few, which is a bit of a shame because his work ethic's not too bad.
From the kick in, the ball has come to half-back flank for Corio. Werner doing battle, gets the footy, gets a nice handball across to Manning, chips it over the top looking for Ricky O'Toole, takes the mark and runs away, kicks it well. He's got Gundry on the lead. He meets the footy, handball over the top, terrible handball. Clifford, nowhere to go. He's
in trouble this time.
But umpire blew the whistle about 5 minutes after the event, I'm afraid. But Brett Fisher has the free kick and decides to go across the ground. He's got Longstaff. Yeah, it's not a good kick. He's set Brad Scown a task, but he's equal to it. Gets the footy, turns around quickly. It's all North back in the middle as Welsh takes the mark. Runs on. He's getting tackled by Barry O'Toole, does well. Oh, great work, Barry O'Toole. Over to Sanders, handball to Gibbs. Gibbs eludes the King tackle, runs to 50, kicks long towards the goal square, and it's over the top there. It's a behind kick by Rick Lazarick. So a rush behind to North Geelong, and good defence again. 7 goals, 12, 54 North. They trail Corio 16-11, 107 Buckley's Entertainment Centre. Final quarter scoreboard, 13.5 minutes gone.
Chip from fullback from Bigham, finds Lazarick, goes long, looking for Rickett, can take the mark uncontested. Now he drills it back into the middle, looking for Dans. It's okay. The coach takes the mark. Now he can go further afield to Ricky O'Toole. He takes the mark. Got Manning inboard. Goes in that direction now. Takes the mark at 50. Plays on. Little kick around the corner, looking for Gundry. Punched away, though. Good defensive play by Friars. And it's out of bounds for a throw-in. Right forward pocket, Corio into attack.
Just one chip too many, wasn't it?
Oh, and the wrong option as well, Eric. It was the one to kick up then.
So a boundary throw-in. Right forward pocket. Corio looking for their first goal of the final term.
Geez, the North get it where they're going to kick it. There's 6 blokes here waiting for it.
So a boundary throw-in. Weiss gets it down towards Fisher. He looks up and has dropped the footy. The big man, Rivet, has tackled. And that's probably why he took a split second extra, because he didn't have a lot to kick to.
The point was no talk, Laurie, was there? Rivet came from the blind side, nobody told him.
So Rivet, who has kicked 1 goal 2 this afternoon, a chance to put his second on the board. From 30 metres out, directly in front, comes in and kicks the goal. So goal number 2 for him. 17-10, 112. North Corio, North Geelong 7-12, 54. That's on the Buckley's Entertainment Centre final quarter scoreboard. 15 minutes played.
That's nearly 10 goals, isn't it?
Has to be 10 though. I need 2 more points. I'll tell you what, 15 minutes they've mucked around with it.
So the ball back in the middle with the umpire as Toby Lindsay comes back on.
He's going to go up the forward line as well.
Johnny Keys has a spell. So as Matt McNamara carried around the boundary line to the trains rooms, tap down comes from Weiss to Ricky O'Toole. He's got players out wide. One of them's Burner. He takes the mark, plays on quickly, kicks it long. The leads come from Rickett, but the kick too wide, and the ball is bounced over the boundary line and out in front of the social club here at Osborne Park. So the boundary umpire retrieves the footy. About to bring it back into play once again. 16 minutes gone, final quarter. Ball about to come in. Does. Good tap forward by Walton, running onto the footy. Shane Manning attacked without the footy. Hasselwood, well, it had no idea what to do with the footy. Finally, Wilson, he gets a handball clear, only as far as Ricky O'Toole. He kicks it back into the middle. Not a soul there except Cal Keating. He's got players running now up forward. Kicks long, taken to Rivet. Ball tapped off hands there, and it's a good punch away by the defence of North. Clifford runs onto the footy, eludes a tackle. Unfortunately, he can't elude the opposition player, and he's not very comfortable with Brett Fisher's activity either, and he's upset a couple today, Brett Fisher, I think, in the back half. So as they wrestle, the ball goes back into play. Rivet gets the tap down to, it was Walton to Rickett. Rickett, his kick marked by Sanders, kicked off the ground to Russell Hearn. The umpire blew the whistle about a fortnight after the event as Gibbs takes the mark in the centre circle. Runs forward, or kicks it very, very high. In good position there is Gaylard, the only person at the finish to fly for the mark. Decides to go long, looking for Werner in the middle. Unfortunately, he finds Luke Sanders for North Geelong. Kicks it back towards half forward. And, it's all Corio back there as Ricky Bigham does the cleaning up. Goes to Matty King. He's got Ricky O'Toole a bit further forward. Finds him. And Ricky takes the one-hand mark comfortably. Nevada Cornwall runs on. Will he use him? He's mucking about with it. Goes back into the middle to Werner. Werner, he's got players in the middle, but decides to slow it down. And it's not the Corio of old. They normally run to position. Gone to centre half forward. Rickett. He's easily defended there. The ball's now all North Geelong as Russell Hearn runs onto the footy. Overruns it, comes back onto it, picks it up. Handball to Sanders, who's running forward. Now the leads come from Zitko. And on this occasion, he gets clear of Rick Lazarick and has taken the mark 35 metres out, almost directly in front. So Zitko has kicked 3, the opportunity to kick his 4th, and the sting's certainly gone out of the game, Laurie, as the players looking very, very tired.
Yeah, it certainly has. I see some good players there, even stretching some muscles with a little slight cramps and that sort of thing. So Jason's assessment before was probably pretty correct. The big grounds test everyone out.
So Zitko now moving in. He's gone certainly a long way back, but now moves in. Fairly deliberate in his approach. The goal umpire's moved across, but I think it's a pretty good looking kick. Zitko has kicked his 4th, and it is the 8th for the North Geelong side. They're first for the final quarter. 8 goals, 12-60. They trail Corio 17-11, 113. Buckley's Entertainment Centre final quarter scoreboard, 19 minutes gone.
Sorry, Jason, I was going to say that was a pretty good build-up there, and Mario Zitko ran into the space beautifully there. That's the thing I was saying before. That's what I'd like to see him do a little bit more of, run into the space and use his talent.
So we're waiting for a spectator to get over the other side of the fence. He was standing inside the fence on the outer side of the ground, and the umpire has made sure he's over the other side. And we'll recommence play now with Savanka up against Weiss. Savanka gets it down towards Scown, who runs onto it. Cross on centre wing. Barry O'Toole charges back there, gets it, kicks back towards the centre. Dans takes the mark against Weiss, did well. And kicks it further afield looking for Manning. He and Ferguson to run onto it. You'd back Ferguson.
I reckon.
And he's got it. And then can he get around Manning? He can. He chips the ball over the top to Sanders. Good. Plays on quickly. Marty Sanders runs through. Little chip kick towards Russell Hearn at centre half forward. Has to get up. Does so after slipping over. Turns around. Handballs it back towards Gibbs. He kicks it over the shoulder towards Marty Sanders, who followed it up. He takes the mark. Lead on from Kennedy. Goes in that direction. Keating against him. Good defensive play. Front and centre from Hearn was good. Kennedy to finish it off. Handball inboard. Oh, they're mucking around with it a bit. Walsh handballs it back to Dans. And then he gives it away to Bigham. So one too many handballs. He goes wide looking for Cornwall, who takes the mark at half back.
Final score AFL. Carlton 12-12, Sydney 18-7. Melbourne 15-16, defeated by Hawthorn 17-11.
So kick by Cornwall goes long, looking for, well, somebody. Ricky O'Toole had a push in the back and Longstaff took the mark. So Longstaff chips the ball to Marty Sanders. Now he goes at 50 with the left foot long towards the goal square, and King should be able to pose a good shepherd for Ricky Bigham to take the mark outside the 10-metre square. Handballs it off quickly to Rick Lazarick. He can go to King, and they can run it along half back if it sits for Matty King. It does. Draws a player and balls it to himself and gets around Hesselwood. Needs to pick it up now. Still got Werner there. He elects to go further afield to Rickett though, and he takes the mark. Draws a player. Handballs over the top to Werner. 65 out. Goes long towards the leader, Gundry. Off hands. Clifford in the front. Gundry's second effort. Pretty good. He picks it up. Then he dropped the footy. North Geelong with the numbers. Scown. Drops the footy. Werner. Good tackle. And getting back onto it was Clifford. 65 metres out. Goes towards Manning. He can't take it with him. McDermott rivets there as well. And the boundary umpire will throw it in 30 metres around from the goal. So boundary throw in. Corio into attack. Weist to do the ruck work. Hesselwood there as well. Walton. Hesselwood does it in the end. Falls towards Dans. Thought about kicking it over his shoulder. Elected then in the end to go to Shane Manning, who will line up from 40 metres out directly in front for goal number 4 this afternoon. So Shane Manning, who as always today has finished very nicely with 3 goals so far, will come in. Oh, terrible kick off the boot. And through for one behind.
We've got to get him on the run.
So 3 goals, 1. His personal tally. They go to 17 goals, 12, 1, 14. And they lead North Geelong 8-12-60. Buckley's Entertainment Centre final quarter scoreboard.
So from the kick in, Fisher takes the mark on half-back. Handballs to the running Ferguson. Has a bounce. He's run to centre wing. He's had 2 bounces. And no one could get anywhere near him. He's kicked it to Priddle, who's taken the mark on half forward. He plays on quickly. Gone to full forward. Ricky Lazarick, good punch away, but only as far as Russell Hearn runs in. Russell Hearn, I don't know whether he's chipping it goalwards or what, but the ball's landed in the goal square and Corio are away with it once again. Handball comes to Cornwall. He's in slow motion at the moment. Kicks it towards centre wing. Ricky O'Toole takes the mark. Eludes his opponent very comfortably. Just chips towards the centre of the ground. And Walton's taken the mark. O'Toole runs on quickly, gets the handball and kicks on the left foot now. Looking for and finding Savenka. He's gone in the middle. Took too long. And gee, there's been some ordinary efforts, Laurie, on both sides here in the last quarter.
Yeah, it certainly has.
As Scown takes the mark, kicks it wide to centre wing and has found Ferguson. He gets a handball to Weiss, who's running quickly past. He drives long from outside 50. It's going to land, well, in the arms of Mario Zitko. Again, terrific body work. Held his ground. And the old story, Laurie, Lazarick went to ground and Zitko stood up and took the mark.
Yeah, it was a nice mark as well.
So North Geelong, they're showing a bit of run toward the finish of the game. Corio really looked to be struggling in my view. There's a lot of players with heavy legs. As Zitko now, with the man on the mark on the 10-metre line, will move in the opportunity to kick goal number 5. So a good day's work from Zitko up there as he moves in. No doubt about that. Straight over the goal umpire's head. Goal number 5 and is the 9th for the North Geelong side. 9-12-66. They trail Corio 17-12, 114. Buckley's Entertainment Centre final quarter scoreboard, 25 minutes gone.
Well, Mario Zitko's the leading goal kicker on the ground with 5, so that's a pretty good effort in a losing side.
Some worrying signs here, Laurie. The Corio side have been interchanging players ever since half-time. There's players now looking for...
It's not over yet, boys.
Looking for a
Not over yet. It's not over yet. Be careful. Be careful. It's only 8. Be careful. Be careful. Be careful. You're not going to get him off me. Back to the middle. Hesselwood gets it down towards Ricky O'Toole, who handballs it away towards Lindsay. Handball further afield towards Cornwall. Can't sit for him. Goes towards Walsh. Walsh can't pick it up though. Lindsay, handball back over the top towards Walton. He can't take it either. Luke Sanders chips the ball over the top towards Hearn. Takes the mark. Outside 50. Comes back inboard looking for a lead. Goes towards Ferguson. And Ferguson takes the mark 40 metres out from goal. Directly in front. God, I can't see now. Dick's moved in front of me. Can you just bob that bald head, Philpott, just a little bit? I can't quite see Fergie. So, Ferguson, who hasn't kicked a goal this afternoon, comes in and has kicked the goal.
It's
Good
a
kick,
sausage
Ferguson.
roll.
Ferguson has kicked his first, the 10th for North Geelong. 10-12-72. They trail Corio 17-12, 114. Buckley's Entertainment Centre final quarter scoreboard, 26 minutes played.
Haven't had a gallery for a while, have we?
We haven't had the peanut gallery for a while, but it's good to see Dick's brought his fellow peanuts with him. Good work, Dick. You've done well. You've done well.
So back in the middle with umpire Wheelahan as the clock ticks to 26.5 minutes final quarter.
We better get a move on.
The ball goes up in the middle, comes down from Savanka, Barry O'Toole, handball cleared. Dan's well tackled, picked up by Welsh, tackle high, no free kick, the umpire calls play on. Weiss picks it up on centre wing, hooks it around the body to Hearn at half forward. Oh, good work Ferguson again, gets, pushes the ball along the ground to Scown, who picks it up for North, kicks it back inside 50, and in defence, Bigham takes the mark, half-back flank for Corio. Out of side, decides to come back inboard, has found Cornwall. Cornwall across the face of goal to Lazarick, and he takes the mark. Not a lot to kick to now. Goes towards centre wing with Manning, takes the mark, ahead there of Marty Sanders, and slowing the game down. I think players are more than happy for the siren to sound. The ball comes back into the corridor to Dans. Dans finds Barry O'Toole. I think he's cramping as well.
He's cramping.
So the ball now by hand over to Cornwall, and Cornwall of Corio kicks it towards half forward. Burner takes the mark just outside 50, chips it inboard, and the mark taken there by Lee Clifford. So at 35 metres out, Lee Clifford has taken the mark. Chips it further forward to Gundry, and Troy Gundry has taken the mark. 25 metres out, 45-degree angle, an opportunity to increase the score for the Corio side. So Troy Gundry about to line up at the 28-minute mark final quarter. He's done well, he's kicked 4, he moves in. I'd suggest it's gone across the face of goal.
5, I
the
think.
Corio players are pretty happy, but the goal umpire's not. So it's a behind, and that's the end of the ball game. So Corio 17-13, 115 have defeated the North Geelong side 10-12-72.
In that final quarter, Corio managed 1 goal 4, North Geelong managed 3 goals 2. And in the end, 17-13, 115 Corio. They defeated North Geelong 10-12-72. For the goal kickers for Corio, 4 to Troy Gundry, 3 to Shane Manning, 3 to Barry O'Toole, and 2 each to Chad Rivet and to Lee Clifford. Singles to Nevada Cornwall, John Bolchevek and Scott Burner. While for North Geelong, 5 to Mario Zitko, singles to Kane Harrington, Brad Scown, Russell Hearn, Andrew Ferguson and Damien Priddle. But in the end, the Devils continue their unbeaten run. They're now 14 wins and no losses. And the Magpies are done for season 2003. We'll take a break. When we come back, we'll have the final siren. Thanks to Australian Treated Pine. We'll wrap up the day in football. You're listening to 94.7 The Pulse, your home of local football.